is what narcissists do every day when you have no contact with them. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. We're thrilled to have you with us today. In this video, we're diving into a topic that resonates with many people around the globe: the dynamics that unfold when you make the decision to go no contact with a narcissist. It's a question that often piques curiosity, exploring the thoughts and perceptions that occupy the narcissist's mind when you opt for a complete cessation of communication. The response of the narcissist is heavily influenced by the duration of your association with them. Whether it's been years or just a few months, the depth and longevity of your relationship with this individual before embracing a no-contact approach play a significant role. The more extended your history with the narcissist, the clearer you'll grasp their behavioral tendencies. When you initiate no contact with a narcissist, a particular sequence unfolds. You terminate communication with them, implementing a no-contact strategy. This prompts the narcissist to perceive that the responsibility for reconnecting rests with you. Initially, the narcissist often displays resilience, firmly believing they can dismantle your resolve. Their underlying strategy is, "I will compel you to submit to my will, because I won't be the one pursuing you." They perceive themselves as superior, confident that you will eventually yield and initiate contact. Why do they harbor such beliefs? It's because you are the one characterized by emotions and empathy, possessing a heart. In the eyes of a narcissist, this makes you appear weak. The more emotional you are, the more vulnerable you seem to the narcissist. Their internal dialogue tells them, "You cannot control your emotions. You are swayed by your feelings. Eventually, you will give in and reach out to me." This constitutes their prevailing mindset. When embarking on the path of no contact with a narcissist, it's paramount to adhere strictly to this decision. No contact means absolute avoidance, irrespective of circumstances. Whether it's their birthday or even their mother's birthday, with whom you may have an amicable relationship, maintaining no contact sends a clear message that you want no involvement with them, signaling the definitive end of your relationship. Upon initiating no contact, anticipate that the narcissist won't display significant concern about your absence. Empathy is lacking, and they are unlikely to be preoccupied with thoughts of your well-being. Instead, their attention will swiftly shift to securing their next source of attention or supply. Frequently, they already have a potential replacement in mind, someone they've been engaging with while still in a relationship with you. Narcissists typically ensure they have a backup plan to avoid being alone, a prospect they fear the most. Seeking validation and constant interaction, they always maintain alternative sources. Thus, when you implement no contact, the narcissist redirects their focus toward their newfound supply. They may actively seek out multiple other sources of attention, as having backups for their backup is their modus operandi. With you out of the equation, the narcissist becomes engrossed in their new supply, finding excitement in the novelty. Simultaneously, they reach out to others as contingencies in case the new connection falters. Your well-being is not a priority for them during this phase. Over time, the narcissist may grow disenchanted with their current source of supply or encounter conflicts within that relationship. Alternatively, the new supply may prove less manipulatable than anticipated. It is during such instances that thoughts of you might resurface. This reluctance to offer closure is a hallmark of narcissists, as they prefer to keep their options open and refrain from burning bridges. The only circumstance in which a narcissist might sever ties decisively is in the aftermath of a major conflict, something exceedingly ugly and intense. Not every narcissist returns, but a significant majority does. The likelihood hinges on the nature and intensity of your breakup and whether you still possess something of value to offer them. Should you possess something they desire, whether it's physical intimacy, financial resources, a business, an opulent residence, or any other advantage, they might consider returning to test the waters, gauging your willingness to reunite. This often involves employing hoovering tactics, a strategic move to draw you back into the relationship. Frequently, their return coincides with their wariness of the new supply or their perception that enough time has elapsed for your emotions to settle. Perhaps you initiated no contact after uncovering the manipulative games the narcissist played, suspecting them of cheating or gaslighting, and feeling used. The narcissist strategically allows time to pass, engrosses themselves in their new supply, and then decides to re-enter your life. This is when the hoovering begins. You might receive messages like, "How have you been?" or "Long time no talk," or "I miss you." The narcissist endeavors to pull you back in without addressing the previous issues that led to no contact, sidestepping responsibility for their actions. They act as if nothing transpired. Now, you might find yourself in distress, grappling with the realization that the narcissist wasn't who they portrayed themselves to be. Their mask and promises of a shared future deceived you, and now you're devastated. Having chosen to go no contact, you're left alone without a backup plan, having genuinely believed in the sincerity or love you shared. The aftermath leaves you experiencing heartbreak, confusion, and a sense of bewilderment about the narcissist's abrupt shift from apparent investment to sudden indifference. Once the narcissist senses they've ensnared you, the affection begins to dwindle. The love bombing ceases because in their eyes they've already captured you, and the moment they're confident in this capture is the moment they start scouting for a new supply. It's a game for them, a thrilling pursuit of conquest. Narcissists are inherently greedy. They struggle to appreciate a good person when they have one, always yearning for more. Their minds constantly wander, contemplating what additional satisfaction they can derive, perhaps from someone else on the side, while keeping you in reserve. When you unravel the narcissist's manipulative games and choose to go no contact, they swiftly divert their attention to other sources of supply. Whether you're aware of this or not, the narcissist will eventually attempt to hoover you back in. A common query is, does the narcissist miss me during no contact? It's vital to grasp that a narcissist's mindset differs significantly from yours. They might miss the benefits you provided them, but they won't miss you as someone irreplaceable or their one true love. If they genuinely felt love and empathy for you, they wouldn't risk losing you. Trust me on this. I've garnered enough life experiences to state it with certainty. A narcissist would never jeopardize losing you to someone else if they authentically cared about you. While they might like and even care about you, their priority will always be themselves. They'll be engrossed in their new supply and won't overly concern themselves with your well-being. Many narcissists harbor the belief that you'll remain a constant presence, that you won't move on, and that no one else could possibly match the level of interest you once held for them. They exude confidence, convinced that even if you've implemented no contact, you'll be readily available for them upon their return from a dalliance with a new supply. This is the narrative playing in their minds. The situation that truly jolts a narcissist is discovering you've started dating someone else. It's then that the impact hits them, disliking the notion of another person benefiting from the supply they once had. The degree of their concern hinges on the dynamics of the narcissist's life. If they're engrossed in managing multiple supplies, they won't fret much about your actions. However, during a dry spell, a phase of setbacks or challenges, that's when the narcissist resurfaces. They engage in hoovering, love bombing, and endeavors to reintegrate you into their world. Keep in mind, when a narcissist endeavors to hoover you back into their life, Pose this question to yourself. If this person genuinely loved or cared for me, would they have taken the risk of losing me? Authentic care and love would have compelled them to resolve issues rather than reappear months or years later. If you institute no contact with a narcissist and they refrain from attempting to reconnect for an extended period, it's indicative that their attachment to you might not have been as substantial as perceived. Keep in mind, a narcissist's primary focus is themselves. If a narcissist attempts a return, it's often due to failure elsewhere or a lingering desire for something you can offer. They might also believe they can still manipulate you and will test your responsiveness. Engaging in conversation with the narcissist inadvertently signals susceptibility to their tactics. It's crucial to reflect on your experiences with this individual, the lies, manipulation, and potential betrayal. They were not transparent and sold you a fabricated dream. Investing time and interaction with them is a common mistake, perpetuating the cycle of narcissistic behavior. They may leverage their physical attractiveness to draw you back in, assuming charm will work. However, attractiveness does not equate to value. Both narcissistic and non-narcissistic individuals can be attractive. In some cases, when a narcissist lacks other merits, they may rely on their looks to manipulate others. People often fall for this, swayed by the physical allure of the narcissist, contemplating the possibility of rekindling the relationship. But bear in mind, allowing a narcissist back into your life will only reignite the cycle of abuse. They might exhibit changed behavior for a brief period, perhaps a month or two if you're fortunate. Nevertheless, the familiar issues will inevitably resurface. Ghosting becomes a pattern. If a narcissist successfully lures you back, they may manipulate you while simultaneously engaging with other sources. Now they label you as desperate or naive because you've permitted their re-entry into your life. Recognizing that they've reclaimed you, they'll likely exhibit even less regard for you. They assume that even in the event of arguments and subsequent no contact, you'll still be available to them. This repetition of breaking up and reconciling with a narcissist earns a perception of desperation. Each return signals a readiness to endure their behavior, diminishing your value in their eyes. It's pivotal to address and resolve issues with your partner from the outset. Yes, disagreements arise, and individuals may need space at times. However, extended breaks are detrimental to a relationship. During these breaks, both parties are prone to interactions or dating other people. Upon reconciliation, the time spent apart becomes a new source of conflict, prompting questions about connections made during the break. This compounds the initial problems that led to the separation. If issues can't be resolved, and a middle ground can't be found, perhaps the relationship isn't destined to endure. Especially in serious relationships or marriages involving children, resolving problems is crucial. Children's lives are profoundly affected by these dynamics, making it a matter not just about you but about them as well. It's crucial to be mindful of your actions and their repercussions. Unfortunately, many individuals act impulsively, neglecting to consider how their choices impact those around them or the broader family dynamics. When opting for a no-contact approach, ensure it's a decisive separation. Bid farewell, acknowledge the toxicity of the relationship, and recognize that any positive moments with the narcissist were far overshadowed by the negatives. A relationship devoid of trust is ultimately fruitless, and living in constant fear of deception is an untenable way of life. Even though going no contact may present challenges and moments of solitude, it's a preferable alternative to squandering your life on a toxic relationship. If you permit a narcissist to repeatedly violate your boundaries, the situation will inevitably escalate to a breaking point, prompting either party to walk away. Remember, Life is fleeting, and investing your time in the wrong relationships is one of the gravest mistakes one can make. I speak from personal experience. Exercise wisdom, cherish your time, and refrain from offering it to individuals who lack transparency, deceive you, or engage in gaslighting. Avoid game players. Let them indulge in their childish antics. What you truly need is an adult with whom you can engage in mature conversations and collaboratively address life's challenges. When implementing the no-contact strategy with a narcissist, embrace the grey rock method. Transform into a persona that is unremarkable, unresponsive, and emotionally detached. Block them across all platforms. Should anyone connected to them attempt to reach out, maintain a resolute silence, treating their inquiries as if they are inconsequential. If you happen to share children with a narcissist, manage all interactions through your legal representative, strictly adhering to court-issued directives regarding custody and financial obligations. This is the pragmatic reality of embracing no contact. We trust that this video has furnished you with valuable insights. If you found it beneficial, please be sure to hit the like button, share it with those who may find it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for a continuous stream of enlightening content. Thank you for tuning in, and we eagerly anticipate reconnecting with you in our upcoming video. Wishing you a fantastic day. Today, we'll explore the nuanced characteristics of individuals who have endured mental abuse from narcissists. These traits can have detrimental effects on the individual and their future relationships. Human behavior is a complex interplay of various internal and external factors, constantly evolving like the shifting tides in the ocean. While positive changes can occur, behaviors stemming from mental abuse tend to manifest negatively. In this video, we'll delve into 10 subtle traits exhibited by those who have undergone narcissistic mental abuse. Let's get started. Trait number 1. A lack of self-control. The mind, being the central control of every person, regulates thoughts and actions. Mental abuse often targets this control, causing parts to become disobedient. Victims may struggle to restrain emotions, desires, and impulses, resulting in regrettable words and actions. Trait number 2. Pessimism. Victims of mental abuse often develop a negative outlook on life, living with a sense of hopelessness and constant doubt. This outlook extends to the past, present, and future, with suspicions arising even in positive situations. Degradation from mental abuse leads to undervaluing one's capabilities and feeling failure, fostering pessimism. Trait number 3. Inactivity or slackness. Individuals who have experienced mental abuse may lose interest in activities they once loved, leading to inertia and lack of motivation. Even with time and resources, they may display unwillingness to work due to a pessimistic outlook and a perceived lack of value in their productivity. Trait number 4. Unsettled calming. Anxiety induced by narcissistic abuse causes victims to exhibit unsettling behavior, appearing jumpy or fidgety. Constant negative thoughts and overthinking can lead to physical manifestations like nail biting, foot rocking, and finger tapping as a coping mechanism. Trait number 5. Vengeful. Mental abuse, being a harrowing experience, often prompts victims to exhibit vengeful behavior in response to the abuser's malevolent actions. Accumulating grievances against the abuser, victims harbor the hope that justice will be served and the tables will eventually turn. This desire for retribution intensifies, especially when dealing with narcissists who project a sense of supremacy. Victims, weary of constantly catering to the narcissist's whims and enduring their demeaning treatment, yearn to reclaim control. Inability to enact revenge on the narcissist may result in a lingering vengeful nature, with victims unwittingly directing their anger toward those around them. Before we proceed, I'd like to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already. About 80% of you haven't. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Your support means a lot. Now, let's continue. Trait number 6. Diminished self-confidence. Enduring mental abuse is a deeply distressing experience that can evoke feelings of embarrassment, weakness, inferiority, and vulnerability in victims. The fear of judgment or criticism leads victims to conceal their traumatic experiences, perpetuating a cycle of appearing weak and vulnerable. Abusers, through repetitive mental attacks, undermine the victim's self-confidence, instilling damaging core beliefs that persistently erode their sense of self-worth. Trait number 7. Recklessness. Psychological studies define recklessness as a state of complete carelessness resulting in an inability to meet one's own needs and those of others. Mental abuse induces impulsivity and recklessness in victims, often cultivated during a prolonged period of control by the abuser. Codependency may develop as the abuser creates a psychological dilemma, making any independent choice seem destined for negative outcomes. This abuse-induced recklessness hampers the victim's ability to make sound decisions. Trait number 8. Irrationality. Irrational behavior involves discarding logic in decision-making, reacting without substantial reasons, and displaying exaggerated emotions. Mental abusers dismantle their victims' logical reasoning by implanting destructive and judgmental core beliefs. These beliefs distort the victim's perception, leading to irrational behaviors driven by a sense of worthlessness imposed by the abuser. Facing judgment for something they are not intensifies the feeling of being attacked. Trait number 9. Excessive compliance. Compliance involves adjusting one's behavior to conform to the requests or directives of others. Overcompliance signifies an exaggerated adherence to these requests, where individuals comply even when they have the option to refuse or lack the capacity to do so. Victims often become overcompliant as a coping mechanism to prevent further abuse or maintain relationships with their abusers or others. Trait number 10. Anxiety and depression. Victims of mental abuse often experience prolonged feelings of anxiety and depression. The draining impact of mental abuse leaves lasting emotional scars that surpass physical injuries. Mental abuse, often delivered through a single damaging word, has a profound and enduring effect, especially when the abuser is someone the victim cannot distance themselves from. The constant anticipation of further abuse contributes to a negative mindset, leading to anxious and depressive behavior. Seeking professional help is crucial for those grappling with these emotions. If you or someone you know identifies with these traits and is struggling, seeking professional guidance and support is vital. Healing is possible, and a brighter, healthier future awaits. We appreciate your engagement and presence. If you found this information valuable, consider subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. Your support motivates us to provide essential insights and build a supportive community. As we conclude this enlightening journey, remember that your well-being matters. You possess the strength to overcome and thrive. Thank you for being part of this transformative experience. Until next time, take care and stay resilient.